Alright, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Skyler Gonzalez. Welcome back, Northside Talks, episode 18, joined by my guy, Pressure Made Man. Pressure, what's going on, bro?
Yes, sir. We're out here working, man. I just came from shooting a video. I'm shooting a next video. It's a movie.
The work never stops. 24
Never.
hours on the go all the time. Uh,
Yes, sir.
got a pretty big episode planned out for today. You know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of basketball stuff heating up. Playoffs are right around the corner, so we'll see how all that stuff gets down. Plus, we'll see if we venture into some footy talks, this, that, and the third. You guys know how the podcast goes already, bro. It's kind of really just off the vibe. But speaking playoffs, just because you want to start Eastern Conference, Western Conference right now. What's your preference, bro? What's your taste? What's your flavor?
Let's do East first. We're East side. So.
Yeah, you can go to the East side. I don't think we got the chance to talk about it on the last podcast. Obviously, we missed a week because just stuff happens. People can't think or whatever. But the Cavs have been the one seed for practically the whole season. Last week, I feel like people were going crazy. Cavs fans were hitting the panic button, bro. Because remember, they went on that little 4 or 5 game losing streak, something like that. They went on a losing streak right last week, and it was obviously that's bad timing, bro. They just came off of however many wins and were like 17 wins, something like that, some crazy thing, and then it follows up with a 4-game losing streak. People are like, "Oh shoot, what are we doing?"
What's going on?
We've always been a little bit speculating on the Cavs in terms of they've been the one seed, but still Boston. You know what I mean? Like we've kind of been on that side of it where it's like you kind of probably still put your money on Boston. Does that change anything for you? The fact that they went on this losing streak, or is it you think it's just a blip and it happens to everybody? It is what it is.
To be honest, I feel like I'm leaning towards more like it happens to everybody because I was actually watching the Cavs game today. I don't know who they played, but it was a pretty good team. But like, I don't remember who it was. But like one thing I like about the Cavs is like all their starters could get buckets. Darius Garland,
Yeah, it's hard to key in
Donovan
on
Mitchell,
somebody.
Yeah, fam. And Max Strus is underrated, but like he's not scared, and you need someone like that, someone that's not scared. The only thing is Jared Allen, but today he dropped like 21.
Yeah.
Like he was one of, if not the top scorer. So I'm thinking if your center, that's kind of like the if of the team, can be the top scorer and go for 21 on any given night, like it's still the Celtics, but like they could reach. I feel like they're gonna reach the conference finals. Fam. I want to say that. I want to be the guy that says that OKC and the Cavs, it's not just a fluke, bro.
Yeah. No,
And
so we'll get into OKC after, but I agree with
yeah,
you. I feel like OKC is it's very hard for me right now. Not that we have to talk about the West right now, but it's hard for me to bet against OKC coming out the West.
yeah,
But
fam. The defense is
yeah, to stay on track with the East and the Cavs, I watched this video. I don't remember what the teams were now, but I watched this video and this guy was talking about it was during their little losing streak and everyone was kind of freaking out saying, see, I told you the Cavs weren't legit, this, that, and the third, whatever. And he was saying like it actually happens with a lot of like the previous champions. Like I think the Nuggets, when they won it in 2023 or whatever it was, they went on like a similar kind of losing streak at around the same point in the season. And there was a few other. It might have been like Golden State, like in 2022. Maybe Boston last year might have done it. I don't want to misquote the teams. I know Denver was one of them for sure. But yeah, he was pointing out the fact that a lot of the previous champions in the last like 5 odd years or so, they've gone on some losing streaks. Some of them worse than 4, worse than 5 at this point in the season. Because like I don't think people really care if this happened a few months ago when you're in the middle of the season. Because that's just the middle of the season grind. But this is where it's like final stretch. You got to be wanting to prime your game now. You know what I mean? Go to playoffs. That's where it all counts. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you look. What?
no. Go ahead, Scott.
No, I was gonna talk about Boston. So.
Oh, really? Okay, I was gonna say, like, bro, they just won 17 games, fam. Like,
That's
come
the
on.
point.
At one point,
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna hit. Like, you're
Yeah.
gonna be tired. You're already on top of the East. There's already a big gap. Like I don't think this 4-game losing streak was a big deal because I feel like it happens.
Yeah.
But I don't think like it shattered them. Like seeing them today, they seem connected.
Yeah. They've
Fam,
been
from
winning since
Allen
then.
Mobley, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have DeAndre Hunter now that he's averaging 17 points off the bench. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like, that's pretty sick.
I think the thing is too, and I guess you'll see it in. I don't really know if it's. I was gonna say like championship pedigree because you look at Boston and Boston's doing that where Boston is like they're priming at the right time. You know what I mean? They're hitting their stride when it matters now when we're about to play however many games in the playoffs, and it's got to be crisp, got to be on point. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. The other thing I want to talk to you about, because we didn't really get to talk about it in the previous podcast. So, bro, Detroit basketball's back, bro.
Back, fam.
Detroit
I've been trying
basketball's
to tell man,
back,
Cade is a guy, fam. Cade, when you have a leader like Cade, oh
bro.
my Raptors. It's like, oh my Sheila, oh my Raptors. If we had Cade, fam, with the Knicks, we got no, come on, fam.
Cause I seen this
Cade
thing.
is
I didn't know. I seen this thing. Apparently, they're the first team in history to triple their win total from last season. I think last season, I don't know how many wins they had, like 18, 20, something like that. 18 wins, I think it was. And now they're what, 40 something, 48 wins, something like that, 46 wins, something. Yeah, bro, they're looking like a unit.
That gotta be the coach, fam. I just thought about it because they
Yeah,
switched coach too.
that's
Fam,
probably a part of
when
it.
that margin is so big, like that
Yeah,
coach came in and really kind of make them believe they bought into it because it's basically the same team as last year.
that's the thing,
So
fam.
it's like either it's experience or they bought into it and they realized how good they can be, and they can, fam, they have good pieces. Like Duran is solid. They have like a freaking Malik Beasley. He's playing in like
He's
a
showing out
contract
as a
year.
vet too, bro.
Because it's a contract year, man.
Yeah,
He's gonna get paid this off
yeah,
season. That's how he's shooting.
yeah.
He's
But they
not
just got a
passing the
bunch
ball.
of young guys too. That's the most impressive part to me. It's young guys, so it's gonna be sustained success, bro. It's not like their window's a little tight. It's like, nah, fam. They got a good core of people. You got Asar Thompson, what's his name? Ron Holland's their rookie this year. Jaden Ivey's still there. So it's
I
like,
think they have Tobias Harris. Like he's not a rookie, but he's
oh
that
yeah,
guy that's like he can still do it 1-2.
bro.
You
I
feel me?
can't. I don't. Tobias Harris. Every time I think about Tobias Harris, I just always think of Jimmy Butler and just how all that went down with Philly, and I just can't take him seriously, bro.
No, but come on, look like he's less volatile than Jimmy,
Oh
fam.
yeah, no,
I
for
would
sure.
want Jimmy on my team, but like Jimmy's a little
I
crazy.
want
If I
Jimmy on
don't
my
have the
team as
right
long
mix
as
of
Jimmy
guys,
wants to be on my team.
yeah, fam, it's gonna implode. And it's
Yeah.
about the guys too, because that's what happened with Cat and them. They kind of turned Jimmy off, So it's like
Yeah.
if it's not the right kind of guys, it ain't gonna work.
That was the thing. You see, because Golden State played Miami, like just like the other
Yeah,
day,
I
I
seen
think.
that.
Apparently, like he didn't say nothing to him, like he didn't speak nothing
Yeah,
at all. I was like,
I think
dang.
they lost too.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I was like, dang.
Yo, Bam, that's a hero, doing like, this guy right here is coming down, fam. They were not going, but fam, at first I was like, yo, Jimmy's about to go crazy. He actually did have a good game, but like, I feel like it was his first time back. He kind of got booed and loved at the same time. It was kind of weird, but like, that wasn't a good game for Jimmy, bro.
Yeah, he's been
And then he
playing good.
won.
To be fair though, with
Yeah,
Golden
that's true.
State, he's been doing his thing. I
Yeah.
think it surprised a lot of people because I feel like everyone was kind of like, "Ooh, I don't know
Yeah,
how this
well,
is really gonna look," especially
yeah,
with Draymond Green on the court and just
yeah,
personality
man.
wise. But hey, man, it's been working so far. So
Somehow, so far. That's the
yeah,
key word.
so
So far.
far.
We
So
don't know
see how
where-
that goes. But only other team I really wanted to talk, or two other teams really want to talk about in the East, the Bucks, because Dame is out now, blood clotting issue, whatever. I think in his leg, something like that, bro.
Yeah.
And I know hindsight's 2020. I know this. But that trade, Dame for Drew Holiday, bro, that looks so much worse now,
I
fam.
know.
You go and trade Drew. Like, obviously, you didn't trade Drew to Boston, but he ended up with Boston, and they gonna win a championship.
Yeah.
And now it's like your team, like Milwaukee is not the same team of the past where they had a strong bench, they had a strong team as a whole. This year, it's really just been, okay, how far can Giannis and Dame take us? And now Dame's out. And Giannis, as great as Giannis is, bro, he's not good enough to
You can't do it alone. But,
Yeah.
but nobody. Nobody.
No one is, but it just makes it look so much worse. When you look at how the team
I
turned out, golly. The only other team, no, I don't want to say the only other team that's looking dark right now is Philly. Bro, Philly. What do you think Philly's gonna do realistically? Like next year, what you can't run it back. Like I don't think.
Hey.
What are you doing? Like you can't, because it's like Joel is Joel, and you don't know how healthy he's gonna be. When he's on the court, he's great. Paul George, he's over. Any way you want to look at it, Paul George is overpaid. Any way you want to look at it, bro. 50 mil is
I
too
don't want
much.
Paul George, I'm be honest.
Tyrese Maxey's you're kind of one shining light.
He's
Jared
the
McCain,
cornerstone.
you know what I mean? Yeah, those guys you can really get behind. younger guys that you can build, but then it's like
Putting Grimes.
Q Grimes too. Yeah, same
That's
thing.
that's the good part about right now though. We
Yeah.
get to see who's really Yabusele. He's doing
Mm-hmm.
good. He got his contract from and he deserved it. He's showing out.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're seeing like little guys like Council the Fourth or something like that. Like they
Yeah,
got
Ricky
guys that
Council,
like
whatever his name is. Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, it's like okay, like you guys are kind of up to something. So it's like
Mm.
next year, if I'm them, I kind of have to trade Embiid because I feel like
Okay, that's
kind
what.
of getting to the point where it's kind of toxic. You
Yeah.
guys talked about his family. He might not let that go. I
Yeah.
wouldn't let that go. I know it's a journalist, but
No.
y'all defending
Yeah.
him over me. Like I don't know about all this. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I feel like low key he was kind of giving the baton to Tyrese Maxey anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's how it's
I'm getting
shaping
rid
up.
of
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And Paul George, me, I package them both, fam. Give me the best deal you can. You
But
can have
see,
two all-stars.
that's the thing, though. I think they're screwed with Paul George, bro. I don't like
I
what
know,
team's
bro.
gonna want that. No team is gonna be. Yeah, I'll take Paul George. Hell no. I think they're stuck with that contract.
They gotta finesse someone. They gotta finesse
Yeah, I
someone
don't know
who's
what they
desperate
have to
right
do,
now.
bro. But
Like the Wizards, like
yeah, I
finesse
guess
them.
the Wizards are always
Try to get
desperate, bro.
I would try to get Alex Sarr. Who else is good on that? That's the thing. The
Hell no,
Wizards
they're not
don't
doing
really.
that. They're not
I
giving.
know.
They're not giving that up. But yeah, I don't know. Philly. I'm happy you said that because yeah, I think Embiid getting traded is a real possibility, bro. And even
Yeah,
that is kind of like not every team is gonna be in on that. Just for that
sure.
one thing of how reliable is he gonna be like when he's
Yeah,
playing? You know
fam.
what I mean? Because as much as we bag on Embiid or like some of us bag on Embiid, man's been through it, fam. Like his body is
For
broken,
real.
bro. It's like you got what is it? Bell's palsy. He's playing through.
Yeah,
Dude probably broke every finger twice. His knees got messed up. Like it's like I don't know, gang. But
yeah, that's another one.
moving to the West though, we talked about OKC a little bit. I think, bro, OKC out of the top teams, like them in Boston, just look like
Yeah,
it seems really hard to
bet
not bet on
against
them
those guys.
coming out the conference. You know what I mean? Especially like obviously if it was last year, you had some questions still with Denver. Da 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 da. I feel like personally, people don't fear Denver the same way they have
That's
in
what I'm
years
saying.
past. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. OKC's just looking good. And to your point, defense, bro. I think that's the big part. Big part
Yeah,
is the defensive side, and that's something where I
yeah.
think Shea doesn't get enough credit for that either. Because bro,
I
it's
was
not like
like,
he's just
yo,
there, bro. He's
that's what
a
I'm
part of that.
saying.
You
He
know what I mean?
spearheaded that, like
Yeah.
shit gets a lot of hate, fam. And fam, they might have I think they might have like the fifth or the sixth best record ever. Like
Mm.
they're in potential to get there. If he does that, fam, like I get it. We love Jokic. He's won it a few times, but come on, man. Like Shea been killing all year,
Yeah. Yeah.
And his team's like head and shoulders above the rest. Like, come on, you gotta reward winning, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we can get into that little MVP talks because I saw one thing. I don't remember what it was, but Jokic is basically. I think he's in the top 3 of like points, rebounds, assists, steals, whatever that. Oh, damn.
It agrees with you.
Yeah, so he'll say it
Yeah,
back.
facts.
I don't know if his points actually, but he's in the top 3 of a lot of major statistical categories, and it's like it was something like not a lot of players. Like, I don't think or any players have been in the top 3, top 2 of every category. And it's like, dang. So it's not
He's
like
legit.
as much as Shea is doing his thing. It's not like it's a.
It's not.
It's not like it's
It's
a
not a
given.
foregone conclusion
Yeah.
that it's him. Yeah, fam.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
a,
know. They
it's a
might
battle.
give it to Shea just off of that voters fatigue thing, maybe. But then the other side of it is like I feel like people are just gonna feel bad, bro, because they already did this shit to him before a few years ago. You know what I mean? With that
But
beating
LeBron gets
Perkin.
that done to him every year. Nobody
Come
cries
on.
about it. LeBron can do it. So can Jokic, man. Jokic should have been great, LeBron, and no disrespect. And maybe he deserves a few of them, but come on, man. LeBron, I can't have it, man. Come on.
But yeah, other teams in the West, the Rockets, bro. Rockets have been
Yeah,
impressing people the whole year. And I've said it
yeah,
already before. I always compare the Rockets and Detroit together because it's like they weren't really anything for these last few
yeah.
years or so. Well, more so Detroit because whatever. But the Rockets post James Harden, they've been
Yeah,
down there a
yeah,
little bit. Where you don't really know how they're gonna be, and then they just kind of turn it up all of a sudden. I think they finished 11th. I was looking it up earlier. They finished 11th last year in the West. Now they're up to
yeah.
second, bro. And it's again young core,
Yep.
same team for the most part, but they're just figuring it out right now. And I don't think like I know second is up there for real, but I don't think anyone really expects them to do anything in the playoffs necessarily. But it's like, you know that term like you're playing with house money. It's like
Yeah,
that for them. I feel like any experience you get in the playoffs, whether that, and I don't think they're gonna get swept, but it's like whether you get swept or you win in seven, anything I think for them right now being a young team is good. So going forward, I don't know, bro. Houston might be one of those teams that's up there.
facts. I agree. I think Jalen Green changed that team for the better. I think they have like a Thompson guy, they have Shangoon. The only thing is I feel like they need another big.
Mm,
Feel like they have enough wings. They have good enough people that can play the guard. Jalen Green can be a guard.
mm,
Thompson can be a guard, but I think Shangoon can be your biggest player on the floor on like a
yeah,
championship team. Like
yeah.
especially nowadays, because you got the Cavs, you got the Celtics, you got OKC. Like they have bigs, you
He's
know.
only 6'10" or something like
So
that too. I don't know. He's not even 7 feet. Like he's not.
oh, Shangoon, eh?
Yeah, I don't really think
Yeah, I
he's
think
even that tall. Like
he
six
doesn't
ten is
look. He
tall,
does.
but you know.
Yeah, I found, but he doesn't even look. If you look at the games, he doesn't look that tall, you know.
You know what they
So
need?
it's
They need someone that's kind of not a bruiser, but someone that's
yeah,
gonna
something.
be on the boards
Yeah,
and
do the
just
dirty
beat a
work.
body. You know what I mean? Because he's obviously much more of a finesse kind of guy, where it's like a
Yeah,
pretty style
yeah,
of basketball you play. You feel me? The Lakers are figuring it out, bro. You seen all three of them, Luca, Braun,
yeah. That's
AR, yo, they
crazy.
all went and snapped,
That's
bro.
crazy.
So they're gonna be a wild card, fam. I would not want to play the Lakers. I cannot. I would not want to play
That's
the
the other
Lakers,
thing,
bro.
fam. If you run into the Lakers, it might get tricky, fam.
Yeah,
Cause Brown gonna know the playbook, bro. Brown gonna follow the playbook, and Luka gonna do the magic. Luka gonna
yeah.
start waving the wand, fam. Like it's gonna be tough. I feel like, and that's the thing, right? Because we're talking about OKC, we're talking about these young teams like Houston, right? But if they run into the Lakers,
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
bro,
don't know
because it's
about OKC,
experience.
you know, they can fight, but yeah, but Houston. I know
Yeah,
you're second right now, but you might be out of here, bro.
yeah.
You know, this,
It's experience, bro. Those guys are. I don't know. I just still can't fathom. Like, it looks weird to me seeing Luca
you know,
and the Lakers. It's just
the
so weird,
Lakers,
but
yeah.
it's working, fam. They're figuring it out. They figured it out quick. I think there was maybe like his first week and a bit. It was looking a little whatever because he's kind of playing him
Yeah,
back into shape and everything like that. But
yeah,
ever
he
since
wasn't
then,
there.
bro, he's been hitting his stride. He's been
Yeah,
consistently that guy where that Braun's been screaming for years, where it's like, yo, give him actually someone that he can comfortably pass that torch to, and
yeah,
let Braun kind of be this little off ball player, let him lessen his usage rate, this, that, and third, everything
yeah.
like that. I'm looking at the standings now. If it finished today, they'd be playing Memphis. And Memphis, you see they fired their coach?
No, they did.
They
I
fired
thought it was
Taylor
just the
Jenkins.
staff.
Bro, no, they fired their coach
Right now?
just like the other day. And it's like, why? You fired your coach heading
What?
into the playoffs, bro.
Yo, something must have happened,
Yeah, for
fam.
sure,
There's
something
so much
happened.
stuff that goes in. Yo, the NBA, I
It,
wish I could see all the behind the scenes.
but fam, it doesn't make sense to me.
I know.
Like if you
But
even
he
if
had
you were
to.
in your front office and you were like you had in your head, yeah, you know what, Taylor Jenkins, he's taking us as far as he can, but he's not the guy for us, bro. Wait till after the playoffs to fire, because like who knows, anything can happen in the playoffs, bro. You could have surprised some teams or whatever. But now it's like, bro, what do we do? Like realistically, you fire him. I think it's their assistant coach now that's taken over, like for the time being or something like that. Um,
Mhm.
the system's not going to change. You're not going to play a different
Yeah, it's
system
not.
all of a sudden. Like it's too far gone. So it
Yeah.
just,
See,
what are we doing?
either this was planned
Mm.
and they were kind of like, yo, we like the assistant and we are kind of like grooming him to become that.
Yeah,
Or that guy, that coach did some stuff off the court that are gonna be coming out soon
I
and
think
they
it's.
don't even wanna
I think it
they
might be
don't
something
even
like that. I mean, like I think it's basketball stuff. Like I think he might have mixed it up, not physically mixed it up, but I feel like it could have been something like a disagreement with the player. Like if him
really?
and Jod, I don't know. I'm just assuming. Like, what
I
reason? Genuinely, what reason do you
bro,
have
it
to
gotta
fire your
be off
coach,
the
then,
court
bro?
now. It gotta be crazier than that, fam. I think
Some
he did
public image
something
stuff.
off the court. Yeah, fam, bro. These teams, they don't want to get sued. Like, Jock could get away with that. Bro, he was the
Yeah,
face of the league. You are
yeah,
not. You will lose your job, fam. You feel me? Like, they're not gonna go on the heat for a head coach, fam. Like, come on,
yeah.
man.
But yeah, I seen that. I don't know what the heck they're
That's
doing.
weird.
It is weird because I'm like, bro, you're heading into the playoffs, And I seen
They're
this
doing
one thing.
good.
Yeah, I mean they're the fifth seed. Like they're handling their business. They're not. I don't think anyone's expecting them to come out the West or do anything crazy. But I mean, you're a
Yeah,
playoff team and whatever. I saw a video. I didn't get to watch the game. I just watched the highlights from the game the other day against the Lakers.
yeah.
And you see, and like this doesn't necessarily reflect Jenkins as the coach or anything like that, but I think it's just the organization in general. Bro, freaking Desmond Bain and Santi Aldama got into like a little pushing match on the bench. Where I was like, I never understood how like why players do that. Like I understand like heat of the moment, you're emotional, whatever. So you just do whatever. Like it happens, but it's like, fam, it's such a bad look, bro, because you're in front of everybody, fam. Like the benches are out in the open. It's not like it's like footy where it's like it's kind of a dugout almost, or it's like if you're far enough in the bench, like there's little canopy things where people don't really have to see what's going on. Bro, you're out in the open shoving each other and everything. I was like, damn, dude.
Well, I think that's why, fam. Nobody wants to be a punk, fam.
Yeah, I
Nobody wants to
guess.
be like, yo, look at that guy. Yo, look at that guy. And everybody got the cameras out there. He just got pushed. He just gonna think that. Nah.
Because, bro, I'm looking at it, I'm like, fam, that's just not a good look. So I don't know. The organization just seems in general, you know, like I'm not saying that's the truth, but just if you look at face value, fire your coach for whatever reason it is, and then the next game,
now too.
yeah,
Right now,
and then the next game, your players are going out on the bench. And it's like, fam, what's going on? Last thing we want to talk about in the West, bro. Have you been watching the Clippers or paying attention to the Clippers? Because Kawhi's got them boys moving. Kawhi Leonard,
I have.
man,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
guy's,
that's who they were playing. That's who the Cavs played today. The Clippers.
and they
That was a
won.
good game.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Cavs won.
bro. But Kawhi Leonard, I'm
Yeah,
impressed,
he's back.
gang. Like it's the
Me too.
weirdest shit to me because he didn't really have, like we were just talking about Luka and how Luka kind of had to play his way into shape and play his way back into form. Bro, I feel like Kawhi just came in the same way, bro. You know what I mean? Like Kawhi
Like
came in buckets.
vacation, fam. Like, yo, Kawhi does what he wants, fam. I don't know, fam.
Did you see that video of I don't know if it was just the way they edited the video or not, but it literally looks like that. They were I don't know where they were playing. They were away. They were in a different city. And they had the Clippers players coming out of the hotel, and everyone's getting on a team bus. I guess they're going to the game. Everyone's on the team bus. Fam, James Harden and Kawhi Leonard both got to go in like their own SUVs, bro, to the game. I was like, dang, you know what I mean? Like I get that's how it goes, you know what I mean? If you're the star of the team, you're the star of the team, you get special privileges. But yeah, bro, Kawhi Leonard, I've been impressed, fam. You've been seeing stuff about like the what if side of things, like what if he never got played with injuries, bro? Because genuinely, where is he? Like if he doesn't get played with injuries, he's probably in that conversation where it's, oh, you know how we talk about now? We talk about Bron, Steph, KD. You'd probably be throwing him in there, like seriously, because he's a game breaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
He
I
is.
don't know.
But it's weird injuries and the way because I feel like the people like those three names you named, they're in there because they also wanted to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kawhi necessarily had the desire to be, like at least
He
it
just
doesn't
plays
feel like
basketball.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wants to take his time with the injuries, like take his time, not force, not play double team. Like he's not like LeBron. LeBron wants to play like every game. He wants to be available. I think Kawhi is just like, yo, I made my money, I won. Right now, let's just see what happens. But when he is on the court, there's no denying it, bro. He's a generational talent,
Yeah.
And Harden is still Harden. Zubac, fam. One thing, how I know Harden is like you said, the SUV thing doesn't surprise me. Fam, Bogdanovich is wearing Harden shoes, playing on the same court with him. Wear his shoes. Zubac has the same exact pair that Harden has on. Like you can tell he kind of runs the team, and they mess with him because he's always there. Like he's the guy that people wasn't always there. Kawhi was always hurt. Harden was there. I feel like it's kind of his team, low key, but he knows. Yeah,
I feel like he doesn't get enough praise for that, because he is very much like an Iron Man kind of player. Like even like I don't remember what the stat was, but I remember back when he was on Brooklyn with Kyrie and KD.
Yeah.
I think he was the only guy that, I don't know how many games it was, but they were saying how like, bro, the man basically just doesn't miss games. You know what I mean? And I feel like just if you just like if you're just thinking about Harden like briefly, you probably think he is kind of one of those diva players because the way he plays and whatever, that it's like, maybe he'll sit out here and there, bro. I think he's only missed like 3 games this year, something crazy like that. So he's really out there every single game, you know. And I saw something too. I think his usage is like, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's similar to what he was doing in Houston. Like that was his usage this season. And it's like, hey man, it's not 30, 40 point triple doubles, but he's still showing out, you know. Speaking of, I'm trying to think of a segue for it. I don't remember what you said. You said something about being a diva or something like that. Let's get into it, fam. Bron and Stephen A. How are we feeling? Because me and you got into it specifically.
Yes.
In the group chat.
We did.
So, started off. What was it? Because I feel like there was a lot of stuff that got lost in translation. You know how when you type in a group chat, fam, other people are messaging. You're replying you're replying to like 5 different messages at one time.
Facts.
What's your point, brother? We sit on 2 opposite sides of the table for this, or we were in that group chat. What is your point? What were you trying to communicate, Gabe? Because I wasn't getting
it. This is my point. This is my point. And I know nobody else gets it, but this was my point. I feel like the crux of this argument, I feel like LeBron made it about Bronny, while LeBron should have made it about himself. Because I feel like Stephen A's criticism wasn't personal. Back when I actually went and watched the video that everybody's quoting, but like, he was addressing Bron to be like, yo, fam, you're painting your son to be something that he's not, and you should stop. I don't think that's bad advice, because I think people have misjudged Bronny because of that, right? But now for LeBron to be like, yo, you're being personal, Stephen A has always been personal with LeBron. That's true. Now, I don't like the way that Stephen A is kind of taking this and ran with it. I understand. At first, I was like, content, I can understand that, but I think he crossed the line. Like, when you start mentioning death and stuff like that, like, you're not going to be right. Like, that's just weird, you know? Like, nobody's going to rock with that. But I can see that the internet is picking whoever they like first, because, like, fam, LeBron's argument doesn't really, like, and how... Why is LeBron always doing this? Like, I know this ain't no racist shit, but like, so it's against black guys he's going against, but then he's gonna do his show with Pat McAfee. Then JJ Redick can't do it, so he's gonna grab Steve Nash. But you're gonna blast the only guy. Bro. You're gonna dap Nick Wright. He dapped Nick Wright.
No, because Nick Wright stood up for him, fam.
I know, but come on, man. Like he never embraces us.
Come on, bro. I mean, I think as far as the Pat McAfee thing went, I understood that, and I think a lot more athletes are going to start going to him more. Not him specifically, but it's because Pat McAfee was like he played in the NFL. So he understands, you know, being an athlete and dealing with media and this out there. So I feel like, and just in general, I think his content is much different. Obviously, like he is still an entertaining show to watch. Like the Pat McAfee show is still entertaining, but it's different. I agree with you. It's different than if you watch First Take or if you watch, you know, Shannon Sharp's podcast that he's got with Ocho and everything like that, you know? So it's been more, I feel like it kind of comes off as like a safe space for athletes because, you know, you can kind of go there and be yourself. Sort of like, did you watch that interview?
I did. I actually watched but did you know that comes right after First Take?
Yeah, I did.
I think Bron was being petty too.
Oh, no, for sure. Bro, I think that's the other thing too. I think Bron at this point, and people were saying it online, I don't think Bron gives a damn anymore, bro. Because, like, let's be real here. He's going to retire in, 3 years? Maybe 3 years, maybe even less than that. He's never really been in the media like that. Like it's a known fact. Bron never really speaks in the media. So I think at this point, he really just doesn't care. So he just let the chains loose. And, bro, the man posted a thing of Stephen A. on his Instagram right now. Like, come on, bro. Like, so I really don't, like, Bron does not care. I think Bron's with all the smoke, all the pettiness, everything.
Crashing out, fam.
I think bringing it back to what we were talking about before, and I agree with your point. Like, what Stephen A. said was not wrong. I agree. I think for Bron to say what he said, that was like last year. I think Bronny was still in college or whatever.
Fam.
When he said, "Oh, he's better than half the guys in the league," I get it, and I think he was bugging for that. But the way I see it is like, and because Stephen A. himself admitted it, like when he talked about that first little confrontation that they had at that game against the Knicks or whatever, it was at the Garden. He said how it was a father that came up to me. Right, not a basketball, it was a father. So if you look at it from a father perspective, bro, I mean, I just think Bron is geeked, bro. Like, he's just geeked to have his son, or at the time when he put that tweet, he's geek with the potential of, yo, my son could really play in the NBA. Like we could, like it's a potential that he can enter the draft and someone's gonna take him. I don't think he knew at the time. Like I don't think anyone knows what the picks were at the time that the Lakers were gonna have the 55th pick and whatever the heck
But
it
he did
was.
say wherever he goes, I go.
No,
So
yeah, yeah.
whoever
So
has
we
me,
said that.
it would be in their best interest to get
Yeah,
that man. You know.
but so the whole thing with me is like, listen, bro. Yes, the guy said that. Oh, Bronny's better than half the guys in the NBA. The man also said he knew Kobe was gonna drop 81, fam. Like, let's not talk. Let's not take what Bron says for scripture, fam. Like, Bron talks out his ass. We know
But then, but then,
this. Bron talks out
but
his
then, Brown
ass.
can't get mad at people like, cause man,
I
Brown's
hear
like,
you. I hear you. He shouldn't. He should. You're 100%. He shouldn't. But I think if that, like, because what we just said, Bron doesn't talk in the media. So if that's what it is, and then what your tipping point is someone talking about your son, fine with me. Like I think it's an honorable thing to go out on. You if you even if you want to argue, that LeBron's ruining his reputation by doing this and the third,
nah,
it's a I don't think he is either. But I'm
yeah,
saying
it's
like
not
if you
that
wanted
good,
to have a
man.
problem with LeBron doing it, I think
Yeah.
this is as honorable of a reason as you can have
Oh
to
my
go and do
God.
this, that,
Okay.
and the third.
Skyler, this is a bad precedent, fam. You know
No,
Steph
that's
Curry
what
is
it
the son of an
is.
NBA player too, right? Like they're big Klay
Yeah.
Thompson. These guys never come out. They were killing
None of
Steph
those
Curry when he
dads
was
were
making threes.
LeBron. None of those dads were
Okay.
LeBron.
And see, that's where the lines are blurred. Because it's LeBron, it's a one of one. There is no other precedent for this, you know?
Yeah,
But because it's LeBron, a lot of this is why, fam.
yeah.
Bronny's in the league because it's LeBron, fam.
But you
If that was
see,
another name, if that was your Skyler, if that was
okay.
another name on his jersey,
So
fam.
here's the thing. And this is what we were talking about it like the first half of the argument that we were having in the group chat
Yeah,
is like the whole because you had said that Bronny skipped
yeah,
the line. You said that,
yes.
and
I
so
do
my
believe that.
thing is that I agree with you, but I think that's only an argue. That was only an argument when he got drafted. You know what I mean? Like before he did
Yes,
anything, I think that was the
yeah.
right because I think we were all saying that. So that was the proper argument to have at that time. But like as of today, like almost a year after the draft, like near the end of his rookie season, I just don't feel like that argument is relevant anymore because you're seeing what he has done since then. Like I think at this point, Bronny's proven that he's earned that privilege to get drafted into the NBA. I would understand more if they use the 17th overall pick, like instead of Dalton Connect, they go and pick Bronny James. I get it, but it's like, fam, it was the 55th overall pick. I don't know who. I'm sure you can maybe Google it, like who are the best undrafted players, whatever, like guys that got snubbed from the draft. But it's like, like if we're just being honest, you take everything into account. You take the business side into it. You take the actual basketball side into it. He's showing that he can at least hang with guys that got drafted that late in the draft, so late second round picks. And in the business side, man, everyone wants a Bronny jersey, bro. Everyone's gonna come to games because
Yeah,
Bronny's
that's
in the thing.
true.
Everyone's to it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just feel like today it's not a good argument to have, personally. But at the
And
time, I agree.
and I feel like that's where the difference is, right?
Mm,
Because I feel like my argument is not until now. What I'm saying is like you skip the line, so now you're in the club and you're doing well in the club, right?
mm,
But for you to get in the club, the line that you skipped
mm.
is kind of unfair. Cause fam, how many like real NBA like teams you know would like even sign a guy that just had a cardiac arrest, fam?
Yeah,
Like, fam, most people that have that, bro, you gotta stop. Like, it's
yeah,
over, fam. Like, it's
yeah,
done, you know? So,
yeah.
like, the line that he skipped to me is just like, it's just at that time. I'm not gonna
mm,
say now. I was the first one to say he should be in the G League because that's
mm,
gonna give him confidence the more he plays. Like, he still has potential, but
mm.
we're just saying that, like, fam, we have to acknowledge that line that he skipped because it's a crazy line to like. It's easy for you now to say, "Oh, he's in the NBA. He's proven now." But do you know how many people make it to the NBA? Like
Yeah,
a lot of kids would have killed to have that chance, fam. So it's
yeah,
kind of like, and you know what? It can be an indictment on his whole career, especially if he pans out.
mm.
But it is kind of like it is a part of his story, fam. That you got
It
here because of your
is.
dad. You know, you're proving yourself now,
Mm.
which is good, and we want you to do good. But that's also a fact. You know, like it's
Yeah, but I feel like there's all like Because it's nepotism. Like, that's what everyone's saying it is nepotism. Because obviously, yeah, Bron's in the league, so yeah, your
Okay,
son's going to get
and
drafted.
fam,
But
but nah. That's kind of we
what?
gotta stop that, bro. There's nepotism,
In
but there
everything.
shouldn't be when it comes to sports, fam.
I
The
agree with you. There
sports
shouldn't
should be
be in
about
general.
performance.
Yeah.
No. That's different, fam. Because business is kind of like I could teach you what I need you to know.
Mm.
Talent is different, fam. There shouldn't be nepotism in talent because we want the
Okay, yeah.
most talented guys. We don't want the guys that know their dad is. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like, what? This is
But
sports, you know?
I agree, but like, fam, at some point, it is what it is. You gotta accept. No, like, it's fact. You gotta
Yeah,
accept it.
that's
You know what I
true.
mean? It is what it is. It's done.
I'm just saying, like, fam, because if that was the case, Michael Jordan's kids, come on, fam. LeBron is
No,
LeBron, but
that's different because Michael Jordan was not a good influence on them. I don't care what anybody says. That guy, everyone knows Michael Jordan had a damn gambling addiction. That's what it was. People, I guarantee, bro. The commissioner at the time was like, I don't know if we want that kid's offsprings in there. We're just gonna be doing the same shit. LeBron's been a model NBA player, bro.
That's a good point.
LeBron's been a model NBA player. They're like, hey, you know what? We can use a few more people like you, fam. Just playing basketball, whatever, you know?
Yo, Jordan's kid just got caught on train tracks, fam.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
the police came there and you know what they asked him? How'd you get here? There wasn't no road for miles ahead, bro.
Yeah.
He was on coke, everything with a girl in the car. It was the crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what his kids didn't make it. Now, Bronny, at least he's playing basketball.
That's true.
And we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like just the whole thing in general, to me, is like, there's like, I think you had said this. I don't even know how long ago this was now. Like, maybe it was 2 episodes ago, a few weeks ago now. Like, the entertainment value in like this industry, and like, it's big, bro. Like, it's there, and I think give credit where it's due. Stephen A is probably the pinnacle of that. You know what I mean? Like, he's a massive reason why it's there.
Exactly. Arguably, he kind of changed that too.
Yeah.
Because I think it's when he started wilding out that everybody else was like, because everybody tuned in, he gets the most views, you know? So it's like, let's all do it.
I just feel like now, and this is what we kind of agree on, I think, is like, it's gotten to a point where you cross that barrier. You know what I mean? Like, I think there was always supposed to be a line that you walk in terms of being entertaining, but also having, you know, your information straight and whatever, you know, actually providing analysis about the sport, this and the third. And it's a thin line for you to walk, but that is what it is. And I think he's just totally jumped into this entertainment side, and it's just like, fam, it's not even sports people are turning for anymore. Now I'm hearing about you would swing on the man if he touched you. Like, bro, what are we talking? And this is what tells me, bro, that because genuinely, I think Stephen A, with all due respect, I think he just needs a ego check for real, because he put out a tweet afterwards, because people were obviously taking that little that little 10-second clip of him saying he would have swung on LeBron if he touched him at that confrontation. And then he puts out a tweet saying, oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. People are taking it out of context. I had said after this that I would have gotten my ass beat by LeBron because he's bigger than me or whatever. But it's like, fam, that's not the point. The point is, what were you talking about for you to think, oh, this could have gotten physical? And if that was the case, I would have swung at him. There was nothing physical about that confrontation. Nothing about the confrontation looked like, oh, we got to separate these two. What, you think that was going to get physical?
But you know what it is? I think it's because a comment. Like, people had commented on this shit. LeBron would have beat your ass, you know? So now he's responding to it, but he doesn't know that. People are not looking at his show that closely to know you were answering to some random kid that said you would beat your ass and now your ego got, you feel me? Like, I think it's an ego thing, but Skyler, fam, what would you do if LeBron grabbed you, fam?
But you didn't grab him. You didn't grab him.
No, but what if LeBron did? Right?
Make my peace with God because I'm in his mercy now, bro. That's what it would be. What are you going to do against LeBron, bro?
See, why you have to do something?
You can try to do something and then you can get put in the dirt, bro.
I'm fucking, man. I'm swinging, man. Give him the face, man. Not make him let go. You feel me? Get out of there, security.
I don't know, but yeah, fam. I just feel like I think it's done now. I think
Hope so,
I,
fam. This is kind of getting crazy,
that's
fam.
what I mean. It's dragging on to me now, where it's like I'm
Yeah,
tired of having to
fam.
hear about it, and it's like I don't know. I think it's overall. I don't think it did positive things for
Yeah,
how people
this is
see
just
those things.
content,
You know what I mean?
fam. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it being positive. I think because you had talked about Nick Wright before. I think Nick Wright hit it on the nail because Nick Wright basically had said how um, because Stephen A. had started off by addressing it, saying how he didn't want to address it. So if that was the case, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You could have just left it at that and say, hey, I didn't want to have to address this. The video went out, so this is why I will talk about it. This is what LeBron said. This is how I felt. If he had given me the opportunity to speak, this is what I would have said to him. With that being said, what's done is done. He came up to me. He said what he had to say. I'm telling you what I would say. Done. Close chapter. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah,
clicks
and
and
that's what I feel like. That's what he did on first take, and then he went on his own show,
yeah, he just
and
went
then
on
he
the
had to,
tyrant, bro. Just went,
because it's one of those where it's like I feel like he was like, "Yo, they're gonna make so much money off of this, bro. This is my show. I might as well squeeze out even more on this one,"
yeah.
which didn't lead to much because LeBron wasn't going, and then he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't going, and this is just nonsense, fam. And I feel like, bro, why the fuck always gotta be black people? Is it because we're tuned into only like black like centric stuff that we see these like? Does this
I don't
happen in the
know.
white community, fam? Like,
Yeah, I don't know,
it's always
gang.
so like,
Sometimes people. I don't want to get political on here, brother. But as I get older in my years, and I don't mean to say this in any negative way, anything like that, but as I get older in my years, you are right. I do see certain things, and I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you're not helping. You know what I mean? You're not helping anything right now. It's just making things worse. We need to be better. That's all. We'll leave it at that. We need to be better. Put it at that
oh man, bro, we
without
really
having a
do,
good
bro.
thing. But switching gears. Over to footy. We usually close out the show with some footy talks, just other sports, everything like that. Big potential news. I was gonna say big news. Big potential news with it's looking a lot more clear these days that Trent Alexander-Arnold might be making the jump over to Real Madrid on a free, bro. On a free.
Another one, another one.
How do you feel about that, bro? I don't know. Feel like it could go both. I think it could go good. It could go bad, bro. I don't know. I
Bro,
think it can.
anything, bro. Yo, Skyler, I will sign you right now if you would take Lucas Vasquez's spot, fam. Anybody would do better than that guy. I'm convinced, fam. Anybody, bro. He missed his penalty that other game. Like,
Come
fam,
on,
he's the
bro.
worst. He's the
Nah,
absolute
you're
worst.
hating. You're hating on the man.
Lucas Vasquez.
I think
Have you ever seen-
here's the thing. I think if Trent goes right, and this is a suit. Let's say everybody's healthy or whatever. Let's say Trent
Yeah.
ends up with Real Madrid.
Oof.
You can make, and I'm not saying this is for truth, but I'm saying you can make the argument that he's like your third best right back. I'm not even
Oh,
joking
oh.
because because
Uh,
if you think about it, and you'll see how Carvajal comes back. We don't know. He messed
yeah,
up
that's a
his
big
knee.
one.
You don't know how he's
Yeah.
gonna come back. But let's just say he comes back the same way, just hypothetically. And he was no slouch. He's a better all around right back than Trent is. Trent is your best fullback going forward. That's
Yeah.
undeniable. But you could argue Carvajal is going to be ahead of him.
Yeah.
Valverde, we've seen Valverde at right back, and I'll confidently say if Valverde was a full time right back, I would rather have him there than Trent. But it
But
depends how they wanna. It depends how they value it. You know what I mean? Because going forward,
and
there's
it,
not too many guys that can hang with
yeah.
Trent like that. So you see how he fits. But the one thing I will say is I think even though Trent can go to Real Madrid, and I think there's a world or there's scenarios where he will be your out and out right back. I don't think that position is made for him right now. Like I think he has to carve out his role still. Right? He's got to earn his spots because when you think about it,
Yeah.
like we talk about Barcelona all the time, and that's the boogeyman for Real Madrid right now. Rafinha is gonna tear that up. You know what I mean? And it's not. It's. I'm all for effort, right? Trent, if you could tell Trent, hey man, just try your best. That best isn't gonna catch Rafinha on that byline, brother. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need you to lock in now. So I don't know, and I think like that being the downside, I will say the downside of it is kind of minimized because of the fact you're getting him on a free. So let's say you get
Yeah,
him and it doesn't pan out. Well, you didn't really pay them. Like, yes, you have to pay his wages, whatever. So you have to figure
yeah,
out what that is. But you're not paying what, like 100 mil, which would be his market value, like something
yeah,
around there. You
something
know
like
what I
that.
mean? So it kind
Yeah.
of helps. But I don't know, bro. It could be both ways to me. I could see it panning out to where, yeah, this is a Galactical, or it never worked out for him, and whatever it is.
I mean that's true. I feel like, bro, but to be fair, fam, who's stopping Rafinha right now,
No,
fam?
no, you're right.
He's in the Ballon d'Or, so it's kind of like, fam, like at least the hope is that we can score more than they score.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not thinking we're gonna stop these guys, you know.
yeah.
But I feel like, and this is Real Madrid, fam. Like this is made to be a challenge. This should be.
Mm,
You should want it to be a challenge, fam.
mm,
And even Mbappe, he came in and he already had a spot, but he had to prove himself. Like
yeah.
there were still very high expectations. Like even I felt like the expectations were too high. But this is Real Madrid, fam. So I don't think Trent is coming into this thinking I'm gonna just do my thing in it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like no, like, and I'm sure Jude kind of prepped him too. What I like is that he has friends there, and Real Madrid seems like all of those guys know that the badge comes first.
Mm-hmm.
That's important, fam, because all of those guys are superstars.
Mm-hmm.
If they could all be like, yo, because Mbappe last time they won, I think like yesterday, he was like, winning trophies is what matters at Real Madrid. I
Mm-hmm.
talked to Ronaldo and he gives me advice, so I'm like, if these Real Madrid legends could keep coaching these young guys and these young guys have the right mentality, then the sky's the limit. Because even if it doesn't work out, then he's humble enough to be like, yo, this is not right for the team. I'm gonna get better and then we'll figure it out. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like the mentality
That's
is what matters
That's
to me.
true, and that's one thing I will say. And I don't like. I'm not speaking on Trent's character because obviously I don't know the brother. Like I don't know how they act in Liverpool's training ground and everything
Yeah.
like that. The one thing I think that's really impressive with Real Madrid is so everybody's young. We know that like the core, like
Yep.
it's a set core that you guys have that are what like Valverde. I think is the oldest. I think
Yep.
he's what 26, 25,
Yeah,
26,
something like that.
something like that. And they're all what's the word? Like they'll get in each other's face. And it's not
Facts.
out of malice, like, and they don't
It's
take it
not.
a bad way. Like I remember, I think it was just when they were playing Atletico in the Champions League, bro. I don't remember what Vinny did. Vinny did something because Vinny's prone to a few plays where I think he gets tunnel vision and it's just he's just
Facts.
go mode.
You just go in,
He
yeah.
did something and Jude lost his mind.
No, fam.
But then at the
Jude is
same
like
time,
that.
yeah, Jude's attitude is a little bit like
He's
Jude
actually
need
low
you
key.
need to tell Jude to calm down a little
Yo,
bit.
bro,
sometimes.
honestly, I do, cause fam, the attitude he's like
He's
on the court
passionate,
is not
bro.
the same as like on
Yeah,
the court, fam. Like he's kind of crazy. Like I wouldn't like playing with a guy like that, but I
he's
get it. It's Real
passionate.
Madrid.
Cause
Yeah,
in the same game when Vinny skied that penalty, Jude was the first guy to
the
come
first
to him.
one, yeah,
Lift your head
yeah,
up, whatever. So it's like
100%.
it's cool that they have that culture, especially with their young guys already.
Yeah,
And so I think that's crucial for Trent. Cause let's be honest, if he comes in, they're gonna yell at you if you start letting people go by it with ease. You know what I mean? Because we all know
yeah,
the defensive side is his one kind of
yeah.
that's his weak spot.
Weakness.
And I
Yeah,
don't think they're gonna be
yeah,
accepting of it. Like they're not
yeah.
just gonna put up with it, fam. It's like, nah, yo, you're here. You need to do a job.
Facts,
It's not, you know what I mean? It's not what it
facts.
was before. We can't just bail you out every time.
Yeah,
Um, so I think that's a big part how he responds to that. And I'm not saying he
yeah.
can't do it, but you'll
He
never
seems
know until you
humble.
see it. You know what I mean?
That's true. But
Yeah,
fam, I seen Mbappe do a slide tackle the other night. Like that's when I realized, yo, anything is possible. This is Real
yeah.
Madrid. He
And
went to the proper slide and he got the ball too. I
and
was
shout out to
shocked.
Mbappe too, bro, because he just tied Ronaldo's goal
Ronaldo.
tally for his debut season. I think he did it. I saw the list of it. I think he's played 45 games, so he did in 45. Ronaldo did in 35, so Ronaldo is still crazy.
Yeah,
Doing that
yeah,
in 35 games is ridiculous. But the fact that Mbappe has tied it, and remember how I was part of it. I think everybody here was part of it, maybe aside from you. But let's just be honest, you might
yeah.
have been a little bit biased to this Real Madrid.
I have to,
But
fam. Why? That's my
at the start of the
guy.
season, it was really up there in terms of like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? And I mean, to
Yeah.
his credit, he found his footing. He stuck through it because you'd imagine that kind of pressure, bro. Like it's
Oof.
a move that's been speculated for years. You finally get here,
Yeah,
and it's
fam.
like, all right, fam, where's the goods? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where's it at? And he had to wait his place. You know what I mean? Find his footing, and he
Yeah.
finally got it. And now, dude, the man's just looking like a monster.
Facts.
Yeah, it's
Facts.
looking different in Madrid. I think that was the main bulk of the content that we had to talk about. I mean, we could talk about a few other things. I know we were talking about trying to expand our horizons a little bit, try to key into a few other sports. I've been watching hockey a little bit more. I've been watching baseball a little bit more. One thing, we don't have to make this a whole big conversation, just because the baseball season started. I don't know if you've seen this or not. You know how baseball... I guess this is... No, this is baseball specific. Baseball is like notorious for cheating. You know this.
Yeah,
Like, it's
I know
just
that.
like, I heard this, I saw this thing. I don't know if it's just like a saying in baseball. Is like, everyone's
Yeah.
cheating and everyone knows the other person is cheating. It's just that you don't want to call them out because they're also going to call you out on cheating. And now we're screwed. You know what I mean? But, and I'm not saying this is cheating at all, but the Yankees, I think that, I don't want to skewer the number. The Yankees, I think they in their series right now with the Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers, I think they've hit like 13 home runs in 2 games, which is I think they hit 9 in their first game. I think
What?
it was 9. And bro, it's because some people took I'm looking on my phone because I'm trying to see the number exact. I don't want to get it wrong. It's 11, sorry, 11 home runs, I think. Um People were looking at their bat, like the bat that that certain players were using. And
Yeah.
because you know how like the typical baseball bat, like it's slimmer at the handle and it gets a little bit wide for the barrel and it just
Wide.
stays like at that length.
Yeah.
A few of their guys, I think it's like Anthony Volpe and like Jazz Chisholm Jr. If you look at their bats, bro, they like it's thin where the handle is and it gets wide near like the bottom of the barrel and then slims back down again. So they literally just packed a whole bunch of wood into one section of the bat. And what
Oh.
they're saying is and apparently it's legal because I don't remember what the measurements are, but apparently for the MLB like standing rules, whatever, the bats
Yeah.
they have to be a certain diameter or like they can be a certain diameter max and like a certain length maxed. So I think it fits within
That's it.
whatever those measurements are. But it's basically because, and this is where I guess just analytics come in. So I don't know why other teams never thought to do this, but basically the Yankees, their analytics team, they figured out like certain players where they make contact with the ball majority of the time, and they're like, all right, let's just shift all the weight of the bat
That.
to here. So now any contact you're getting, bro, the ball's flying. So now I think they hit 9 home runs their first game. And it's just like, people were saying it's either going to be made illegal by tomorrow or everyone in the league is going to have it tomorrow. So I think that's something we can look out for. We can maybe touch on that every now and then throughout the MLB season. MLB seasons are ridiculously long. I don't pay attention to the MLB this early usually because it's freaking 162 games or something like that. Like, fam, that's too much. I don't really pay attention until it gets to like after 100 games, which is crazy to say because that's what it kind of that's what it levels out. But yeah, that was a little bit of us expanding our horizons there a little bit. I think we could talk about hockey maybe in another episode. Something I know the playoffs are coming up for that too, so that's looking kind of crazy. Oh, we could talk a little. Saw Ovechkin's about to break Gretzky's record, all-time goals record, which is ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Because bro, Wayne Gretzky, I've been saying this for a while. I think you know how we talk about GOATs. You talk about the greatest in I don't know basketball. Whether you want it to be Michael Jordan, whether you want it to be LeBron James. Soccer, it's Ronaldo or it's Messi, whichever one is the two. Wayne Gretzky, fam, I think that guy might be the only true legit GOAT. I'm not lying.
Like
Undeniable, fam. If you look at it, like when you have your spare time, go look at his records, or just go look at NHL records.
Yeah.
They're all gonna be held by him, and fam, the distance between him and everybody else on these records is ridiculous. Like it's
like Wilt, eh?
Yeah, it's unfathomable.
Does he have a movie?
I'd
probably be sick to watch.
But bro, so you say Wilt. You know how people you hear about Wilt and you hear the stories about 100-point game, whatever, and you're like, yeah, all right, stop it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. Fam, Gretzky's numbers are like that, where it's just you can't even fathom someone being this far ahead from everybody else. So you talk about GOAT, and I think that's why to bring it back to the Ovechkin thing. I think that's crazy because Ovechkin might be the one guy that can actually break one of his records. Not all of them, but maybe you can barely break one of them. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then that's sold. So I mean, we could talk about that for further episodes and see, because like I said, playoffs are coming up. Football, we have the draft coming up soon, so we'll try to get Jelani on here to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's been everything for episode 18. Think we'll be back next week, episode 19. Thank y'all for listening. Pressure Man Manu, thank you for joining, fam. Yeah, man, we'll see y'all when we see y'all next. Y'all be easy.